Hey, Tony Gaston's here, popping in. Got another episode of Talks with Tony here, and I skimmed this one, and it looks like it's a single mother, and it's kind of crazy how that works out because I just read one from a single mother, and so this one comes in, and so it's kind of like these things go in order, and it's crazy because I'm going in order. So to have them be in order like this, I'm like, I guess God is the producer of this here show, Talks with Tony. Now, it says, "Hi, Tony. I'm a single mother. Unfortunately, I made some bad choices in males and end up choosing a looks-challenged grown boy. A looks-challenged grown boy. That's a tough one, doesn't it? After listening to your videos, I now know." I'm a light shining. I look like somebody waving at me. "After listening to your videos, I now know that one of the reasons my kid's donor dogged me so bad is because I turned him down for so long. He's also immature and still thinks in his 30s that it's cute to have multiple women. He caught me during a very low point in my life. He was not someone I would date. I was abstinent for years and I got swept away with he'd do anything to blow a woman's mind." Oh, okay. So you got swept away with, he said, he'd do anything to blow a woman's mind. Okay. So what he's in there doing? He's the type of womanizer that tries to make up for everything with I broke free from that bondage. Now I'm abstinent again for 4 years. He tries to use our kids to get to me. He doesn't even take care of them. He quit his job when I filed for child support and even tries to blackmail me if I ask for anything for our kids, as if we have to be together. I don't fall for it. The only contact info he has is my phone number because our kids are young. I'm willing to change my number and relocate, being that he is a deadbeat and in and out of our kids' life. Is that the best choice? Because he's absent anyway and will go live it up with someone else's kids in a hurry. I'm trying not to catch a case, but hearing about him flashing money on social media and won't do for his kids angers me. I don't want my kids to resent me if I change my number. I take care of them and refuse to beg anyone for anything. Recovering queen." Hey, God bless you now. God bless you. And you know, it's a lot of lessons in here for the women who watching this. And if you really break it down and you hear what she's saying, it's a lot of lessons in here. Because, and I see this a lot of times, women, you get into a place of desperation. You get into a place, and that's why I always tell y'all, don't ever tell a man you're celibate. Don't ever tell a man you're abstaining until marriage. And not, she didn't say she said that to him or anything, but what I'm saying is, a lot of times y'all make this decision to be abstinent, but it's like you just go as long as you can go. But you don't go, it's not really a real decision that you're never doing it until you are married. Instead, it's like, I'm gonna hold on as long as I can hold on. And then what happens is you go so long on your own strength, but you don't have the strength of God. You're not in prayer, you're not reading your Bible, like you're not calling on a higher power to help you remain abstinent. And so then when this man comes along, it's really like you just exhausted. It's really like, man, I ain't had me none in 4 years. I ain't had me none in 3 years, 5 years. How long you say? And see, now you've been abstinent again for 4 years. So this, you got to be very careful that you don't slip and fall the next time you meet a man, and who might not be a looks challenged grown boy. He might look like a tall glass of Fiji water in the Sahara Desert. And so you have to be mindful of that too. But it's good that you recognize that, and that you recognize you fell for this man that you wouldn't even date it. So I want everybody who watching this to get a lesson from this and say, okay, listen, never compromise my standards. Because she's sharing with you, like, she's telling you, listen, ladies, I done did this. I compromised my standards. I was weak. I wasn't in a good place. I have been abstinent. I have been holding on, and then I fell on my back for this man, and then he just took and blew my mind. I mean, he do anything you say to blow a woman's mind. That brother there, he looking in that mirror, and he looked like he looked in that mirror and seen so he like, hey, I'm over here looking like Jungle Book. I need to know how to do some tricks in this thing. So he realized what he had to work on. So he did that work, and then now he taking his time with y'all women in that room, and y'all sprung, and that's how his thing. So a lot of men who are looks challenged, that's what they do. They become very funny, or they become amazing in that bedroom. And I hear this all the time from women like, hey, he ain't look like nothing, but boy, that man there know his way around that room. And so you have to now take a lesson from that. Everybody watching this, take a lesson from that and set your standards and have your boundaries and refuse to compromise them. Refuse to compromise. And when you do that and you refuse to compromise and you get to the place to where you say, you know what? I am weak right now. Lord, give me the strength. I'm not going to fall for this man, especially the man looking like this, because he's not even on my level. And remind yourself of that. And now this question kind of speaks to the question from the other single mother. And this reinforces it. And I'm saying the same thing to you, that yes, it is okay to cut a grown boy off. Especially a man who trying to blackmail you with your kids. And man, you really bumped into the worst kind of man. This is the worst kind of man. Anytime I hear a woman say he quit his job when I filed for child support, that's the kind of man you want to get so far away from. You want to be so far gone from that kind of man. That is the worst type of man. That is the scum of the earth. You hear me? And I don't even like that term, but he the lowest is low go. Because when you bring kids into the world as a man, and then now you're being asked to be responsible for your children, and you quit your job so that you don't have to pay money for your children that you brought into the world, for the relationship that you messed up as a man, cause see, if he's not your type and he looks challenged, that means you was a prize to him. But see, the other thing though, what I be telling y'all, stay off your back. When you get you an ugly duckling, he look at you like the beautiful swan. When you get on your back, now he look at you like an ugly duckling, and he the beautiful swan. So now he want to spread his wild oats, and that's why he go get multiple women, because he feel ugly. He feel looks challenged. Excuse me, not ugly, because he might be handsome in the sight of the Lord if he was acting right, but he looks challenged in the sight of the Lord too because of how he carries himself. So he all around looks challenged. UGLY. Y'all remember the chili y'all used to do? UGLY. You ugly. You ugly. And so he all the way there. So what happened is he go and he do just enough. And he see, the thing about men, what I try to remind y'all all the time, men know how to read women. A man could tell when you insecure. A man could tell when you drain. A man could tell when you beat down, you downtrodden. And just like you say, he caught me at a low moment. He caught me in a low moment in my life. And the way you said this now, he caught me during a very low point in my life. And you said very, now you ain't just say I wasn't feeling good that day. You say he caught me during a very low point in my life. He was not someone I would date. I was abstinent for years and I got swept away with that. He do anything to blow a woman's mind. So at that very low point, guess what? That very low point, it showed on your face. he could see you was at a low point in your life. And so a man who looks challenged, because see, everybody is, beautiful in the sight of the Lord. But the world will make somebody look challenged based on the beauty constructs of society. So he might look good in somebody's eyes, but in your eyes and based on what you consider handsome, he looks challenged. He knew that your type of woman sees him as look challenged. So when he saw very low point on your face, it was written on your forehead, very low point. When he saw that, there she go. Let me make my move. All right, boom. Let me pay for this date. Let me take out on this date. Let me pay this. Let me get up for nothing. Let me get some roses tonight. Let me open this door. Let me pull out this chair. Let me do that. Boom, boom, boom. He doing all this right here. Then boom, you fall on your back. You like, man, I'm gonna get a little ugly son. Cause who is he? He ain't gonna judge me. If he was good looking, I'd put my best foot forward. But the way he looking, he ought to be happy he touching this here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get me a little something, use him for what he got down there between them legs. That third leg he got swinging down there. So let me see what he working with just to get me some. So now you exhausted, you tired, you been on the marathon, but you ain't hydrated. So now your mind ain't conditioned for the marathon. You get on your back, boom, he get you. So I ain't talking to the woman who wrote this because she already know this because she lived it. I'm talking to the rest of y'all who you getting ready to meet Lil Ugly. You getting ready to bump into the look challenge ugly duckling. And you got to make sure that you know your standards, that you know you on a marathon, that you know your reasoning and your goal of why you are abstinent and why you doing what you doing so that you don't fall into this place. And so what happened, and boom, y'all, this right here happened. He tries to use our kids to get me. He doesn't even take care of them. He quit his job when I filed for child support and even tries to blackmail me if I ask for anything for our kids, as if we have to be together. He still sees you as a prize. He still know you as a prize, and that's why he tried to blackmail you. Oh, we ain't together. Oh, we ain't sleeping together. When the last time we slept together? When the last time we been together? How you want something from me? How you want me to be a stand-up guy, but you won't lay down with me? If you want me to be stand up, then you need to lay down. So what you talking about? They really ain't my kid, cause who you sleeping with? That's who need to be taken care of. Who else sleeping with? Whoever you with, that's who need to be taken care of. Yeah, they mine, but not really, cause you ain't with me. So he blackmailing, cause he still know that you better than him. He still know you look better than him. He still know you bring more to the table than him. He still know you more mature than him. He still know you smarter than him. He still know that, and that's why he's trying to blackmail you into being with him for money. He trying to say, show me if you gonna twerk for these bands. Show me if these bands will make you dance. Show me if you gonna be a prostitute. Show me if you gonna my son to put I got an autographed Tom Brady helmet, and my son to put it on. I sure hope his hand ain't sweaty. He rubbed that sit at y'all, because it's a real helmet. They ain't never been worn. He done put it on his head, trying it on, and don't realize, hey son, the helmet it smells so nice. But that's a little kid. I'm gonna let him be a kid. I ain't gonna make him, scared about no money. So listen to me now. My little boy, he came right to my office window. Y'all gotta forgive me. Throw my train of thought off. They just got home from school. So now, listen to me now. So he know that, and that's why he trying to see what you gonna do for this money. So now what you feeling, and like you say, I don't want to catch no case. So that let me know you're a rider now. Let me know you're a rider. I can tell by your last name. That last name there, strong last name. So that let me know you're a rider. So listen, don't catch no case. But what your heart want to do, cut him off completely, because he playing games and he not consistent and he don't take care of them anyways. And then when you do need something from him, or you ask him for something to help you out, he try to blackmail you. Gotta go. And you know why? And when you change your number, change your number. Your kids ain't gonna resent you. If you everything for them, they don't know him. They don't know him. He ain't nobody. Mama, when John coming over here? That's how your kid, Mom, what John over here for? That's not daddy. He don't do nothing. He's sorry. That John boy. Mom, what John boy out there knocking for? What he come over here to get a plate? Hey, he called your child calling your other child. Hey, John boy out there. Just open the door just a little bit and slide a plate out there and close the door and lock it real quick. That's how they talking about him. If you a man watching this, man, don't be that man. Don't be that man that your kid talk about you like John boy. They don't know who you is. They don't respect you. They don't see you as no daddy. All they know is mama. Mama 10 toes down. Mama bust her butt. She work hard. She take care of her. She keep a smile on our face. She do the best she can for us. I love my mama. I want to make it for my mama. I want to make it. I want to buy my mama a house. I want to buy my mama a car. My mama amazing, because his old sorry man over here don't even do nothing for us. All he want to do is try to make our mama cry. Man, hey, he better be glad I don't slap him when I get 13. You see what I mean? That's how them kids gonna feel towards him, and that's on him. That's his choice as a grown man. You can't feel sorry for no grown man, and you can't. And your kids not gonna resent you, because when they come of age, that resentment can even be a thing. Kids don't even know what resentment is until a certain age. So when they come of age where resentment can be a thing, that's also an age of understanding. Because in order to resent somebody, you got to understand emotions and feelings and thoughts. So that's also an age of understanding. Then when you express to them like, yes, this is your father, but he refused to help with money for the rent, the mortgage, the car note, the lights, the water. He refused to talk to me with respect. When I ask him to help me with y'all, he tries to blackmail me. Mom, what's blackmail? Well, he asked me if I will have that with him. And that's when you break it on down to your kids. And see, what the mistake that a lot of women do is you try to save the daddy. You ain't got to throw him under the bus. You tell the truth. And if that puts him under the bus, that's where he chose to be. And a lot of men say, oh, you make them hate me. No, you make them hate you as a father who refuses to help financially, who refuses to talk and treat their mother with respect. You make them hate you. So as a woman, don't ever lie on him, but don't lie for him either. When your child comes to the age of understanding where resentment and all this could be a thing, explain to them the truth, and then they get to see him for who he is. And then where you help him at is when you explain that not everybody is smart. Not everybody had a father. You say, look, he acts like this because his father was not there for him, or because his father was mean to his mom, or because whatever his reasoning may be. You know that reasoning, you explain that to them, so they say, oh, okay. So it's not just like that he hates me, it's just that he never had love, so he don't know how to love me. So I'm gonna forgive him, and I don't care to see him or anything like that. I'll see him when I get to see him, but I'm not gonna hate him. I'm just gonna understand what he went through. You're not making excuse for him. You ain't lying for him. You just really get into the root of the matter, just like a counselor or a coach. You get into the root of the matter, because anybody who act a certain way, male or female, is doing it because of what we've gone through, and we acting out. So you help your kids understand both sides of it, not just what he's doing, but also the reasoning behind what he's doing and his story that led him to that place. Because the one thing that I hear adults ask for in coaching is they say, I wish my mom would have explained to me. She said no, but I wish she would have said why. She said my daddy didn't come around, or my daddy didn't help with money, but I wish she would have told me why. I wish she would have told me how they broke up, or what some of the stuff he did, so that I wouldn't have been mad with her, and I would have understood why she had to leave. I would have understood why she broke up with him, and I would have been happy that she did what she did, but she just didn't talk about it. So that made me hate her and want to love and yearn for my dad, thinking that he was this amazing man, and she just walked out on this amazing man so that I wouldn't have a daddy. That's what the kids grow up to say as an adult in their coaching sessions with me. So remember this, the best parent is transparent. Yes, you don't try to explain how Rome was built to a 3-year-old. But when it comes time, depending on how your child ages and grows and learns, so some children will understand in basic terms at 7, 8, 9, 10. Some might not understand till 13, 14, 15. Just depends on their mental and emotional development. So every child ain't gonna be the same, and boys gonna be different from girls, vice versa. So you know your child and you know what they can understand based on how they comprehend even in school, and what you ask of them to do around the house, how they comprehend. You know the level that they're at. So you speak to them at the appropriate time at the level that they're at when they have questions. Because if they're asking questions about their dad, then that means that they're at a level to understand what a dad is. So that means that they can understand a basic level explanation of why it didn't work out with you and dad. Now, some kids won't care, and that's because you're not explaining it thorough enough. You're not understanding, you're not explaining to them in their language. They may understand mean. They may understand bully. They may understand picking on. They may understand that. You just say me and daddy ain't work out. They don't understand what that means. So it comes a time to where you have to be transparent, because this also going to help them understand. Because if they without understanding, your son will be having sex at 13, your daughter will be having sex at 13. Some will start at 11, so, or 10. You know, I've coached people who was pregnant at 10 or 11. So depending on where they live at, what they're around, them influences, without understanding, they get into more. So that's why the best parent is transparent. You got to be open with your child so that they understand the ways of the world, and that they getting the lessons about relationships and love and family from you. Because if they don't get it from you, guess what? Their friend is going to give them an explanation of their daddy not being there. And their friend could be totally wrong, but they're going to believe that, and they may never come home and tell you that. They may just look at you differently and not know how to express to you what they heard about why two parents are not together. And they looking at you funny, and you don't even know what the teacher done said, what the other kids done said, what YouTube done said, what TikTok done said. You don't even know. So that's why you, as a parent, you control the narrative for your children by you expressing your heart. And here's the thing. You got to make sure you're not speaking bias. You got to make sure you're not trying to overcompensate for the other parent. And you got to make sure you're not lying. You got to make sure that you're not just making them look bad and yourself look perfect. You got to be honest with your openness. You see what I mean? So, like you say, I take care of them and I refuse to beg anyone for anything. That's the right mindset to have. That's the right mindset to have. And this is the thing. A man who flashes money on social media don't have no money. The men who flash money, that's all the money to their name. Men who got money in the bank do not flash money on social media. The men who flash money on social media, that's everything they got. And they don't keep it in the bank because they ain't doing the right thing to get the money. They scamming. And so they don't keep it in the bank because they know if they get caught, that money gonna be froze. So they keep it in a safe at home, keep it under the bed, keep it at this woman house, that woman house, trying to feel like they Bumpy Johnson or Frank Lucas. And just the slow as molasses mentally, just as slow as they want to be, just the ignorant. And so you can't get jealous about that. You have to change the way you look at that. You can't look at, oh man, he flashing money, he got all that money, that's supposed to be my kids' money. Instead you gotta say, that's a dummy. He broke, busted, and disgusted. He feels so insecure. He got to show money online for who? Other men, women. Like, that's every dime he got to his name. I don't want a dime of that money. He gonna need all of that to bail himself out when he get caught for doing what he doing. Because that's the only people that flash money. People who earn money legal don't flash money. People who get money legally, morally, don't flash money on the line. online like that. It just ain't no point to it. A man who's secure don't flash money. You see what I mean? And the reason why is because I understand that. I've been a grown boy. I'm a grown man. So let me ask you, have you ever seen the inside of my house and the stuff in my house? No. I ain't did no house tour yet. Do you know how many cars I have and what kind of cars I have? No. You can guesstimate other than what I done told you, but have I showed you? You see what I mean? Do you know how much I earn in a year? No. You don't. And so I had to block a lady yesterday. Or maybe that was earlier today. No, I didn't. I just kind of checked her. Tony, you share too much information about your life with us strangers. You don't know 10% of my life. And anything I tell you, I'm a grown adult with common sense. So if I tell you something, I know that can't hurt me. I'm telling you what I want you to know. Not everything, not all my business. So be dumb if you want to and think that you know too much about me. You know what I need you to know to understand my message and my ministry. But you don't know the inner workings of my house. You don't know what I'm doing, where I'm going. Why? Because I'm a real man. I treat my relationship like a house. I lock my doors. I close my blinds. You see what I'm saying? You see how my blinds closed right now? Anybody walk down the sidewalk in front of my house, they can't see what I'm doing in here. They can't see what I'm doing in here because it's my business in here. My front door out there is locked. That's how real men move. So when you see these grown boys and they flashing money and all that, they flashing this and that, they showing off they girlfriend, they just trying to make somebody jealous. They insecure, they broken, they hurting. And so that type of man right there, you want to get as far from him as possible. The type of man that want to blackmail you for money, the type of man that'll quit his job and then go do illegal stuff or work up under the table so that he don't have to pay child support. That is the worst of the worst. Go on about your business. Don't look back. And understand that right there. Understand that right there. And your kids, listen. Kids ain't gonna understand everything. But as adults, we can't just live and make decisions based on what a child can understand. As an adult, you have to do what's best for you and those children. And they might not understand it. So your children may want to eat honey buns for breakfast. They may want to eat Skittles for lunch. And they may want to eat cupcakes and donuts for dinner. And they may want to drink Pepsi and Coke and Mountain Dew for every meal. You see what I mean? To a kid, that make perfect sense. Huh? Mama, this is filling. Honey bun is bread. This is so filling, and honey is good for you. Y'all put honey in your tea with the lemon. So honey is good for you. Duh, honey bun. That's the best well-rounded meal, Mom. It keep my stomach full. You see what I mean? So if you making choices for kids based on what they gonna resent, well, I don't want to take their honey buns because they might resent me. So you see what I mean? The same decision we got to make on what they gonna eat, what they gonna drink, what time they go to bed, what we gonna spend on their clothes. The same thing we got to make in every area of life. And then when they of age, we explain to them why we did what we did. And then they'll understand it then. If they don't understand it then, they'll understand it later. And at some point, they'll find peace in their heart to understand that you love them. And this man was about to make you catch a case. Salt and battery. Massive iron. And that was going to put you behind bars to where they wouldn't have you. And so in order to avoid that, because of his antagonizing of you, you cut all ties so that you could focus 100% and be healthy-minded, healthy-spirited for your children. When you explain that to them at 13, they gonna understand it. If not at 16, they gonna understand it. If not at 18 or 21, they gonna understand it. You did what you needed to do so you could operate in your fullness. because he wasn't doing anything anyway. So instead of being all the way in with being a co-parent and there for his children, he want to tiptoe one toe in, 9 toes out. So you just gonna slice that toe on off. We gone about our business. Keep your 9.5 feet. We gone. And you went on about your business. And so they'll understand it later. So listen, to the single moms out there, keep loving you, keep doing you, and know who you are. Believe that there is a man out there for you that is a grown man. He may have children too and it didn't work out, but he sees the way you taking care of your business, and he sees you are a real woman, a full woman, a whole woman, and he know how to come. He know how to approach you. So heal your heart, keep your smile on your face, move on with your life. Do what you have to do legally, like child support or what have you. Do what you got to do legally. And if you don't have the energy to do that, you ain't got to do that. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to deal with the system, you don't want to have any interaction with him, period, then go on about your business. And as long as you taking care of business and you got them, you got your kid, you good. You taking care of them and you don't want nothing to do with him at all, then that's your choice too. It's a personal choice what you do, but you do what your heart needs you to do to be full for your children. So hey, this Tony Gaskin. God bless you. We'll talk soon.